just have a little look at the posters for a bit. No posters over there. Maybe there's some over here. Here's the same Limitless poster from earlier. DC League of Super Pets was released in 2022 and was directed by Jared Stern. It tells the story of Superman and his dog Krypto, who have a very special bond and friendship, sharing the same superpowers and always looking after the city. One day though, the Justice League are kidnapped by Lex Luthor and a group of animals get special powers. So it's up to Krypto to convince these animals to help him save the Justice League and put an end to Lex Luthor. So yesterday I saw DC League of Super Pets with Tig. He wanted to see the movie and I really wanted to go to the cinema before the end of the summer, as I haven't been to the cinema in a while. So I saw the film yesterday and I remember seeing the trailer a few times when I went to see Bad Guys, Sonic 2, Minions 2, even Jurassic World 3 and even Thor Love and Thunder. And when I saw the trailers, I thought, while it looked more like a kids movie, it did look somewhat funny. It looked like one of those that just seemed entertaining. It didn't look amazing, but it just looked funny. It looked decent at best. So I watched the film yesterday with my friend Tig, and me and Tig agreed that the film was not very good. The film was pretty average. Yeah, it was pretty mediocre, and I wasn't entirely surprised because I had heard some pretty mixed things. I know it has a high score on Rotten Tomatoes of a 72%, I believe. But a few people had been saying, on Instagram that the film was just, it sucked, it was average, it tried way too hard to be funny. And for me, I just thought it was mediocre. And the storyline was very, 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 very weak. It wasn't terrible, it was just incredibly bland. It was quite dull, it was not very interesting, it wasn't exciting, a lot of it was very childish. I found a lot of the humour, especially in the first act, to be very kiddie, and it just didn't work. I honestly found it kind of cringy. There was a lot of corny moments that were just dumb, just kind of cringy, and yeah. Some of the jokes though were actually pretty funny. There actually was some funny humour. Some of the jokes actually, while didn't make me laugh, were just chuckle worthy. And there actually is some nice heart in the film, thankfully. The film actually does have more heart than I imagined, but it's not enough to save it because the story, it's not that good. It's really not that good. It's not interesting. It's bland. It's dull. The animation, while is nice enough, the animal designs are creative on the pets. The human designs, well, they're not bad. It's just the animation's very plain. Apart from the animals, which, while creative, like I said, it's plain looking. It's very simple looking. There's no real detail to it. Like, it looks okay-ish. It looks nice, but the animation's very plain. It just looks simple. And the characters, with the exception of one character, the characters were quite weak. So the main character, Krypto, was okay. He wasn't anything special, but he's not the worst character in existence. Same with the other animals such as the pig, the turtle and the squirrel. While they have their funny moments, they aren't exactly the most memorable characters out there. The best character in the movie for me was Kevin Hart's Ace. He actually was pretty good. He surprisingly has a bit of depth to his character and I just really enjoyed him on screen. Hell, even his bond with Krypto ain't that bad either, but he was the only character in the film I thought was pretty good. The Justice League themselves though and Lois Lane aren't very good characters. They're quite bland and really not that memorable. Same with Lex Luthor, who doesn't have a lot of character to him and he's mostly just there. The other villain, Lulu though, oh boy, the worst character in the entire movie. My god, she was awful. She's one of the most annoying villains I've seen in a movie, and she's just such a terribly written villain. Her bond with Lex Luthor is somewhat interesting, but it ends up being very predictable in the end. Even the voice acting I wasn't impressed by. I think Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart did very well playing their characters. The other voice actors, not so much. The voices just didn't suit the characters to me. The music, though, actually not bad. The music in the film is actually pretty good, so that's a positive. So personally, I didn't really like this film all that much. Overall, DC League of Super Pets isn't very good. It's not the worst thing ever, as it does have some funny jokes, some nice animation, and decent music, but it suffers a pretty poor story and very weak characters. While I wouldn't mind it having a franchise, this is definitely one that I wouldn't be watching again. I'm going to give DC League of Super Pets a 5 out of 10. So yeah, that was my review for DC League of Super Pets. But if you guys liked it, that's totally fine. But for me, I just thought it was average. Again, I wouldn't mind it if they do decide to do sequels. I can sort of see potential in it having a franchise, and I wouldn't mind it becoming a franchise. I just think the sequels need to be improvements. That's all. That's if they do decide to make a sequel. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be a video talking about my final year in secondary school. Yes, the time has come. I'm going into my last year of school, which is kind of exciting actually. Stay tuned for my video on that, which I'm actually going to film right after I finish this video, but that'll be uploaded on Thursday, the day before I go back to school. And until then, take care. Thank you guys for watching, and